hello, this is Captain Alexander, and welcome back to, well, my weekly whatever stream of World of Warcraft. And, well, I'll be talking for an hour about stuff. And, well, I'm just going to be talking about some philosophical differences between me and my mom. Because I think I realized why we butt heads so much. When it comes not to just the things we disagree with politically, but things we agree with. We have two completely different mindsets. Mom's mindset seems to be more, I would say, more collectivist. AKA, she's more concerned about what people think and what other people think of certain, well, individuals rather than what individuals each think. If that makes any sense. Whereas I'm an individualist. I think that, well, for want of a better phrase, the I's have it. As in, there is no separate collective we. There is just, we is just the plural of I. I is just we is just multiple I's. I am just merely one of those I's. And at the end of the day, I see this world as my world, and I refuse to let assholes who want to run it. That might be a selfish, individualist take, yes. But it's one most people have. No one is like, yeah, well, I'm only one person, okay, blow up the planet. No, most people, even if they were the only person that disagreed with that, would still fight against that take and probably die trying to stop them from blowing up the planet, okay? No one would be like, in their right mind would be like, you know, you're right, the majority has it. 99.9% of the people voted to blow up the planet. I was the only one that said nay. Go ahead, blow up the planet. With me on it. Nah, that one guy would be like, I'd rather just kill all of humanity and keep the planet around, thank you very much. Is that a selfish attitude? Yes, but that is how most people think. Most people are individualists by nature. No one thinks in a collectivist sense. No one thinks like a hive mind. Humans are individualists by nature. They aren't the fucking Borg. No matter how indoctrinated or brainwashed they are, or how bullied they are by social pressures, when they're by themselves, signing their mail-in ballot or in the voting booth, they're going to vote for what they want. Not what would necessarily be good for the collective all of the country, or would be good for the majority of people, or the vocal minority, or whatever group. They're not voting based on groups unless they're indoctrinated. They're voting based on themselves. And most of those people who are indoctrinated, they aren't worth keeping around, because without someone to give them orders, what could they possibly do for themselves? This is coming from a guy who lives with his parents and has not that many life skills, to be honest. But even I'm like, you know, I figured something out. I tried to learn something. I tried to figure out a solution. Most people would try that. Most people would try to do their best to figure out a solution to their dilemma in the worst case scenario. These people are not like that. These people will just mindlessly walk off the cliff because someone told them to. And I know Mom seems to think that about me because, well, I voted differently than her. I'm not going to tell anyone who we voted for. It's immaterial. Point is, I disagree with her, so she thinks I'm some sort of brainwashed imbecile. In actuality, nah, I just disagree. I have a different take. I have different wants and desires than her. That's okay. Even though it might seem like I hate her because well, let's just say I'm a passionate arguer, and, well, she's also a passionate arguer. And by the end of it, we could even agree on something and still want to kill each other. It's funny. In a morbid sort of way. I swear, Mom and me are like matter and antimatter. We do this exact same thing, and pretty much... But we just blow up when we're put next to each other because reasons. It's funny. But, I mean, I guess I'm comparing myself to matter and antimatter. But, yeah, that is just... Yeah. So, yeah. That's the reason why the stream is late. Yet another argument with my mom. And I actually think that's the difference. Whether she was willing to admit it or not. She's probably a collectivist. She probably just cares more about the greater whole of the group rather than herself necessarily. At least that's the vibe I get. Like... I mean, that's the thing. Her whole political arguments seem to be based around, oh, these people over here seem to have expressed a negative view of us. Therefore, they might not come to our aid in a conflict. Like, yeah, but what about these people who are in the exact same physical location who disagree with those people politically and are part of the opposite political party and would advocate for coming to our aid in a conflict who do like this guy? I mean, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say here? No one country is one way or the other. There are two sides, at the very least, to every coin. Even if they're not vocal. Even in North Korea. Especially in North Korea. There's two types of people. People who kiss the Supreme Leader's ass out of fear, and the people who actually support the dude. And the people who kiss his ass out of fear are just waiting for their moment to where they think they can get away with a coup or something. Or a revolution. They're waiting for him to let his guard down, and then they're just gonna fucking murder the cunt. Mark my words. Mom just seems to think of groups as collectives. Like, the majority has spoken, therefore, this is the collective will of the people. No. There are individuals. People are individuals. Not everyone's going to just support something just because, 90% of the people said we're doing this, therefore I can't contradict it. Yeah, but what if the 10% get fucked over by that in their minds by that 90%'s ruling? Revolutions have been starting with less amount of people. I mean, come on! Mom seems to think of things in a collective fashion. I seem to think of things in an individualistic fashion. And most people do. Most people, unless they're incredibly brainwashed, do. And I swear, Mom's just been watching so much of the mainstream media bullshit that she seems to actually have swallowed the Kool-Aid and seems to think that's how most people think. That's not how most people think at all. Why would someone go with a majority ruling that fucks them over? That's retarded. No one's going to do that. They're going to choose a side that benefits them, and they're going to stick to it, even if it means fighting in the streets for a scrap of land. most people aren't, you know, well, a collectivist. They aren't going to just go, well, the majority rule and that, and so that's that. If it really hurts them, if they genuinely think it hurts them. If people genuinely feel like, if this happens, bad shit will happen to me, and I don't want that to happen ever, they will fight. Simple. That's true of no matter what political side you're on. I mean, come on. Most of the people instigating this, you know, political violence on the left, that seems to be peddling this collectivist bullshit in order to rile people up, they don't actually believe it. They're not going, if Trump wins in a landslide, they're not going to go, oh, Trump won in a landslide, gotta respect democracy. No, they're going to shoot people until they get what they want. Or they're going to flee the country and act like he's some sort of dictator. The only reason they didn't do that in 2016 is because they had hope that they could turn it around and win this time. Once that hope is squashed, once he can take the gloves off in his second term and do whatever the fuck he wants, for good or for ill, in my opinion, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. You know, these people are going to lose it. No one thinks, well, the law says I have to do it, so I'm going to do it. No one thinks like that. Hell, this country would have never been founded if everyone on the planet thought like that. Wait, I mean, the Revolutionary War was literally an act of terrorism against Britain. I mean, come on. You think everyone just thinks like that? Everyone's just goes with the flow? They only go with the flow if they think they can get something out of it for themselves and the people they care about. Because that's the thing. Just because you care about other people doesn't mean caring about those other people isn't inherently selfish of an action. That's not selfless. Think about it for a second. Someone said, I mean, hell, Xenogears kind of pointed this out beautifully with its plot. Ellie/Sophia sacrificed herself to save Lacan and everyone, and Krelian. And you know what? And because she doesn't want them to die, she cares about them. And she would probably feel bad if she just allowed them all to die. And she doesn't want to feel that way, so she sacrifices herself to end the War of Revolution, and it's pretty much a stalemate, for the most part. Okay. Well, guess what happened? Krelian snaps and wants to become God, and then suddenly Lacan snaps and becomes Groff. I mean, come on! Now, it's all because they didn't want to live without her either. But she didn't think about that in the moment. She didn't think about their feelings, even though she cared about them. She only cared about her own feelings. The feeling of loss she would experience if the people that she cared about died. She didn't think about what would happen if they experienced that loss instead and snapped. Which is what happened. As I said, even some of the most selfless actions imaginable are inherently selfish. Everyone's an individualist. If you didn't care about anyone, you wouldn't sacrifice yourself for them. Keyword, if you didn't care. I, me, you. The other person is immaterial. Why do you think yanderes even exist as a concept in anime? They're psycho-stalkers who love the person that around them so much they're willing to kill any of the competition to be with them, and they generally don't care about their feelings. Some people would argue, well, that's not true love. But I'm like, biology begs to differ. I mean, technically, it's the same possessive chemical reaction that's in the brains of a couple, it's just not being mutually received. Same chemical reactions, same obsessive behavior. It's just one-sided. Science says that statement is just objectively false. The yandere does love the person. It's just the person doesn't love them back, and they're kind of creeped out when they find out she's the psycho killer that's been killing all of their best friends, and they're like, bitch, be crazy. But it doesn't change the scientific fact that, yes, technically she loves the dude. She wouldn't be doing it if she didn't care about him and want to be with him and all the fucking time, obsessively. Come on!
The dark times will pass. The reckoning is at hand.
Okay. And time to sneak up here. But yeah. I swear, it's just... people don't... I swear my mom and grandma don't actually understand people. And you know what? I get it. Mom doesn't like interacting with people. She hates interacting with people. Why would someone who hates interacting with people, who has literally gotten off of all social media just because she hates being around people in any capacity, possibly understand how people actually think? It makes sense. I'm not faulting her for it. It makes logical sense. But as someone who has interacted with people, I can tell you, even though I'm autistic, even though she keeps bringing up the autism card saying, you have autism, how could you possibly understand people? I have a hard time reading facial expressions. I'm not fucking retarded. I know how people think. I've seen them think some of the shit. I've seen them act on their thoughts. I've seen the behaviors. I've seen the behaviors reinforced over and over again over 29 plus years of my life. Trust me, I can build a decent psychological profile of these individuals. And I hate to break it to you, they're a lot more selfish than you give them credit for. Even the ones who claim to have a collectivist mindset and just act like sheep. They act like sheep because they're afraid of the wolf. That's a selfish motivation. They don't want to be torn apart and eaten by the boogeyman. But if you take away the boogeyman, what's keeping them together? Without the fear of the other side's going to kill us all if this guy gets reelected. Where's the glue holding them together? You think they're going to do all this crazy ass shit out of desperation if there is no desperation? Get real! It's because the activists that are peddling the bullshit for power have whipped them up into a frenzy. Into a mob mentality collectivist frenzy. It's not because based on their own individuality. If they were actually just Borg, they wouldn't even care about the election. They just teleport in like Borg into the White House, just try to assimilate everyone. I mean, or kill everyone because the technology doesn't exist. You get what I'm saying, right? If they were a hive mind, they'd act like a hive mind and just attack like drones. They wouldn't flee as soon as the police show up and panic. That's the attitude of individualists whipped up into a frenzy who view the collectivist result as the only way to survive. Take away that fear, what do the instigators have? What do they have? Nothing. They have no power. And fear is a powerful motivator. I mean, Mom's kind of afraid of the virus, afraid of Trump taking away all the disability and social security shit, which even if he does try it, probably won't happen anyway. She's so damn afraid that she's playing right into their hands and voting the exact way they want her to vote. Fear. Fear, when tempered by reason, is a valuable guide. Fear, when allowed to go out of control, ends up shooting you in the foot. I'm so busy condemning me as selfish and greedy and individualistic that she doesn't seem to realize that the people who are basically telling her that if she doesn't do this, this might happen, are worse and are probably lying to generate fear in order to get her to do what they want, to vote the way they want. And she doesn't even seem to realize she's parroting the same tactics, trying to get me afraid just like her. I'm not afraid. I know why they want me to be afraid, and therefore I'm not afraid. Because at the end of the day, I know that what they want and what I want are two completely different things. And I will not be played by their attempts to make me into a craven, fearful jackrabbit, leaping into the claws of the hawk. I'm not going to run away from the first hawk, ignoring the possibility of the second. I'm not stupid. Especially when the first hawk isn't even really a hawk and it's just a seagull, and the hawk was basically making a noise, but hoping the rabbit wouldn't notice. You know what I mean? Never underestimate your prey, hawk. Because not all of us are emotionally driven fucktards. Don't get me wrong, everyone has emotion, and everyone tends to lose control of their emotions, especially when they get into an argument. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to let my emotions dictate my choices, if I can help it. I am going to be my own master, and you cannot tell me to feel otherwise. You cannot tell me to hate myself and my own self-worth. Just because it would benefit you if I just suddenly panicked and did what you wanted. Fuck you. You're just one individual in a sea of individuals. It'll be the individuals who will determine the fate of not just America, but the world in the end, no matter what collectivist bullshit is being peddled. Because at the end of the day, it's bullshit. Unless you have some sort of device that links everyone together like the Borg, a collective mindset is by definition impossible. Human will overcome any sort of brainwashing and conditioning. As I said, there are plenty of people in North Korea who are pretending that they're brainwashed, but in actuality are just waiting for the moment to off the dude in charge and take over. Now, is that a majority? I can't say. No one really can say. The only way they could actually say is if, the guy snaps and realizes that the only way they make everyone, mindlessly obey him and his demands is if they're all dead and replaced by robots. In that case, even though a few of the loyalists might have a change of heart out of self-preservation. Because, let's be real, a lot of these loyalists are loyalists because they benefit off of the suffering of the subjugated. If they're no longer benefiting, why would they follow the dude? My point is, there's no way to know. There's no way anyone answered that poll honestly. Oh yeah, I totally tend to overthrow you tomorrow. Why am I in the gulag? Just like, seriously. And that's the thing about the whole Trump supporter thing that Mom doesn't seem to get. Why? Oh, all the polls say Biden, everyone's going to vote for Biden. Well, of course Trump supporters would say that when asked on a poll by the mainstream media, who has a tendency to dox people who openly support Trump, like that one guy who made a meme on the internet. You think they're going to say, oh yeah, I hate you and your guy. And even though you have access to my personal information, it can run my life. Yeah, sure. You could cancel me completely for my opinion just because you don't like me. And probably get away with it like you did that other guy. Oh, Oh yeah, I'm totally going to say, yeah, I'm voting for the guy you don't want me to vote for. Or I'm totally going to say, yeah, I'm actually undecided. I'm not sure. I think I'm leaning towards Biden right now. Don't kill me, please. But, yeah, which, I mean, being homeless and starving because you lost your job and got canceled on the internet is pretty much a death sentence for some people who have a hard time getting work in some areas. So really, yeah, it's literally, please don't kill me. I'll just say whatever you want me to say on this thing as long as I don't get fucked. As long as I make it a November 3rd and I vote for Trump again. Because, ha ha ha, I lied to you, you fucking cunts. It's like, seriously. Mom doesn't seem to understand that when you condemn everyone around as like a homophobic, sexist, racist, evil, Nazi piece of shit for disagreeing with you, they'll end up all publicly agreeing with you on all the surveys, but when it comes down to it, if they have an option to betray you, they will do so at the first moment, because why would they support you? You're literally holding a metaphorical gun to their head. Do it. Like, vote however I want, do as I say, and you won't be canceled and lose your job and be homeless and starving. Forced to rely on a YouTube channel like some content creators in a desperate attempt to get what food you can on the table. There's a reason why some of these content creators who got canceled off the internet or end up, you know, just... My point is... Yeah, I got tongue-tied there. But the point I'm trying to make is, if Mom thinks those polls are real, there's a house on Mars I'd like to sell her. It's dirt cheap. 3 rooms, worth $5. Just give me the $5 after the stream. I'll totally give it to you. What? I'm a capitalist. I mean, she's actually dumb enough to fall for that, which she isn't, but... She was, I mean, okay, I'll take her money. I'm just saying. Come on. I know she doesn't like the guy, and wants him out, but has she ever stopped to think why she doesn't like the guy? Why she's so afraid? Ever stop to think why all these different mainstream media outlets are pretty much, for the most part, outside of Fox News, saying the same thing? Why that's unusual? Because that's the thing, it is unusual. If you think about it for 5 seconds, you're like, wait, there has never been that many people who weren't in cahoots with each other politically or ideologically who have agreed on this many issues all at once. Maybe they're connected. I mean, come on. And then once they're connected, that means their testimony is suspect. If their testimony immediately becomes suspect, then that makes you wonder, are they cherry-picking shit? Are they cherry-picking some of these polls? The ones that got the answers they want to hear? Are these models made by people who are biased? Are the people who are claiming that they aren't going to vote for Trump this time around, did they even vote for the dude? There's no way to know for sure. But could they be lying? Let's check their social media and see if they're being honest. Or if they were really anti-Trump in 2016 too. Because that's the thing. Mom's right, not everything's a conspiracy. But when there are this many people just seemingly agreeing on every single fucking thing all at once like some sort of glorious hive mind, then that means one of two things. Either someone invented a Borg and didn't tell us, or someone's in cahoots with each other and has an agenda. I'm thinking it's the latter. Because if the Borg existed, well, let's just say those riots would be way scarier if that was the case. If there was a left-wing Borg around. I mean, come on! You will be assimilated, resistance is futile and shit, Black Lives Matter. But yeah, no, I don't think that's the case. So it's obviously the latter. Well, I mean, technically I could see the Black Lives Matter creating the Borg. I mean, the Borg are all black. I mean, therefore, all the collective matters. Everyone that's not part of the collective doesn't matter. What? The nanotechnology is black. I didn't make the Borg. Blame whoever created Next Generation if you want to cancel someone. For this take. Besides, I would love to see Patrick Stewart roasted on a skewer by the left. It's only a matter of time. There's no way to be perfectly virtuous to these lunatics. No matter how many of the talking points you parrot, eventually you'll mess up and it'll just try to fuck you over. Again, I wonder why the polls say it's Biden all the way. I mean, what else would it say? Who would be stupid enough to say, yeah, for the most part, yeah, I'm voting for this dude, unless they were diehard Trump supporters who already wore the hat in public and are willing to murder like an entire grocery store filled with people in self-defense that have been brainwashed by CNN. Outside of those diehard Trump supporters, most normies are like, yeah, I'm voting for Biden. Honestly, would I lie to you? Please, please, please. I mean, I'm voting for Biden. Trust me. Trump's evil. He's an asshat. Orange Man is bad. Okay. Okay. Good. Then they pull out their ballot and go, Donald Trump, scribbling in a frenzy, like, please, please, do something about these lunatics. Please! That is most people's response. It's like, yeah, I'm totally voting for Trump. I'm totally voting for Trump rioters, yeah. I'm totally on your side. Please, please, please don't beat the shit out of me. Like, come on. Do you honestly think most people who aren't already diehard fanatical Trump supporters who believe he can do no wrong and is smarts and has farts smell like rainbows, which admittedly those people are just as stupid as the diehard radical leftists, do you honestly think any of the normies are like, oh yeah, I'm totally voting for this dude that you don't like and will probably want to kill me over once he inevitably wins? Yeah, I'm putting a bullseye on my head, sure. The only difference is, I'm just so goddamn tired of the lunatics and want to speak out that even though I'm not a diehard Trump supporter who thinks he can do no wrong, I'm willing to beat up a fuck ton of people in order to preserve my existence. I've had it up to here with these people. To be honest, one of them attacked me in the street, I'd enjoy beating the shit out of them. I'm at that point where I'm like, oh yeah? You want to censor freedom of speech? You want to make everyone suffer, do you? Yeah? Yeah? Enjoy this! And this! And this! It's your turn now, motherfucker! Enjoy this! And this! And this! And this! You have to pull me off of the dude. I enjoy it way too much. I'll admit it. I would enjoy it way too much. I'm tired of these fuckers. They're nuts. The same thing for all these radical right whack jobs who want to put black people in concentration camps. I'm tired of their fucking asses too. If they attacked me, I'd beat the shit out of them with glee in the same way. I know it's a rather extreme position, but you know, I'm just at this point, I just think having an extreme hatred of extremism is the only way to counter it. You gotta be extreme centrist. You gotta go, no, you will not attack innocent people for their opinions. You will not pass go. You will not collect $200. And if you don't pull me off, if they don't pull me off of you, you won't get out of this alive. You will not start shit. You will not punch me or anyone else. You will pay. Do you understand? That's my mindset. So when mom says, you don't seem to care about how you act in public and how people might get offended. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I genuinely do not care. I have had it up to the here with these fuckers. Part of me is itching for a fight. I'm restraining that part of me with reason. But woe betide them if they start shit. Not premeditation, because as I said, I have zero plans to actually start anything. But I will finish it if need be. I am tired of the shit. I've gotten to the point where I've started to agree with Batman. Somewhat. What we need is a caped dude beating up all the lunatics. Beating up all the Joker wannabes. Maybe if they had a taste of the fear they inflicted on others, they'd stop. I'm a fan of the darker, edgier Batman who's just lost, who pretty much just like lost his patience, like, okay, locking them up in Arkham isn't working. Bang! 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 Yeah, I'm more of a fan of the Punisher, to be honest, in Marvel, than I am, you know... the other guy, I can't remember his name. He's so important. Daredevil, yes, that dude! The dude who doesn't kill people. The dude who's just beaten out in style with a Punisher. The blind dude. Yeah, that fucker. Pussy. Even the Avengers killed people. I mean, some people deserve it, like Thanos. I mean, you're gonna let Thanos live? Yeah, sure. Some people just deserve to be beaten to non-existence. And I'm starting to think there's a lot more of those people out there, unfortunately, in this day and age. No thanks to the people who radicalized them to the point of seeing everyone else as an enemy. I mean, what are you gonna do? Deprogram them? The only way you could possibly deprogram them is give them amnesia. And any blow to the head that hard, probably would, 9 times out of 10, would kill him. It's very rare to get amnesia from a head injury. Usually, you just either get other forms of brain damage or just outright death. And at that point, if you're going to risk death trying to fix them, just shoot them. Execute them for their crimes. Get it over with. Take out the trash. Tired of the fucking trash. On both sides. Does that make me a bit of a self-centered, borderline psychopath narcissist, according to my mom? Yeah! But that's the thing. I've gotten to the point where I've had it up to here with these people! And I'm like, Mom, I understand that hiding under a rock and pretending they don't exist won't change anything. The only way to get them to go away is, unfortunately, to expose them to the world for the lunatics they are, for the savage monsters who just want to destroy everything that they disagree with, which is like 99% of, well, existence. That's a conservative number. It's more like 99.9%. Because, let's be real, a lot of these people have been taught to hate themselves so much, just as much as other people, that they don't care whether you die or they die at this point. They just want death. They're just psychopaths who exist to kill. They're basically like Black Waltz number 3 in Final Fantasy IX. After he breaks. I exist only to kill. 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 There's nothing left. They snapped. Nothing left but political rhetoric they've been taught to repeat like an answering machine and the desire to kill. They're basically just zombies without the plague. Or should I say zombies with the plague now if you factor in the coronavirus? Well, okay, Okay, the coronavirus didn't cause these people, so technically my statement was correct, but yeah, there technically is a plague, so... We are in a zombie apocalypse, who would have guessed? See, as hateful and spiteful as I am towards these lunatics, I still try to temper it with reason and humor, you know. Without humor, this world would be a way more darker and mind-crushing and soul-crushing place. You gotta learn to see it not as a tragedy, but as a dark comedy that will end in your favor, or you'll go mad. Though some people would probably say I've already went mad from the way I've been talking, but I mean, madder. If you think this is the worst that insanity can possibly get, you haven't been around crazy people for very long. Or you haven't lived life for very long. Trust me, everything can always get worse, just like everything can always get better. There is no such thing as perfection or imperfection, really. Okay, there's no such thing as 100% bad or 100% good. Anyone who tells you otherwise is delusional. So, yeah. Time to do an exorcism. This demon may not be 100% bad, but he's definitely 99.9%. I mean... Drinking Fel in Warcraft universe will do that to you. Especially when you join the Burning Crusade. And people think works of fiction like WoW are unrealistic. Oh, no one would want to destroy everything. That's retarded. Then there are people that have been brainwashed who are like, oh yeah? Hold my soy milk! I'll show you nuts! Time to blow everything up! If I can, unless someone stops me. Somebody stop me! Trust me, there are plenty of jokers out there. And I don't mean comedians. I mean more like the Joker from DC. I mean lunatics.
I cannot carry more.
Yeah, I know.
I have many wares.
I'm just saying, everyone thinks, oh, you know, conspiracy theories, anime, video games, and all this shit is completely unrealistic and has no basis in reality. Well, it definitely isn't a romantic comedy. I mean, look out your window. Especially in the big cities where the riots probably are still going on in some areas. Or where the riots are still left damaged. Definitely isn't a romantic fucking comedy. Hate to break it to you. Life doesn't seem to be nearly as wholesome as you're thinking. You think these cliched villains who just lose it and just come up with stupid reasons to try to blow up all of existence aren't real? They're very real. And they're outside your window. Plotting against you. Right now. And they definitely aren't orange. Trump's more greedy than nihilistic. Trust me, you think Trump is bad? Hoo boy! You've seen nothing! 2020? You were obviously in a coma for most of the years. Congratulations on waking up. I hate to inform you, it's still shit. It's just gonna get worse in November. Have fun and avoid the big cities. Okay, time to get upgraded mount training. Ooh, PvP talent. Veil of Midnight. Yeah, that would be good. Definitely going to be popping Vanish in PvP a lot. Subtlety. So, yeah, that's pretty much my take on politics. Shit's gonna get worse. Trump is most likely going to win. And no amount of fear of the virus or Orange Man being bad and corrupt is going to stop it from happening, because the people who want Orange Man gone are worse. Biden may not be that bad, but the people around them are. And why would you trust one dude when he's surrounded by lunatics? I'd rather have a president who's a bit unhinged in some areas or a bit stupid, doing stupid shit, being kept in check by the people around him, than a president who would be a good president if he wasn't forgetting what he was running for every other day. You know, surrounded by lunatics who want him to do shit and he doesn't even remember why it's bad. Yeah. Trust me. One idiot is a small price to pay to get oust a bunch of lunatics. Because that's the thing about crazy people. They are somehow worse than idiots because they do stupid shit and actually think they're being intelligent. Trump may try to bullshit everyone that he's the smartest tool in the shed, but let's be real. Deep down, he's seething that he isn't as smart as some of these people, and he hates that, and he feels envy of these people. You know what I mean? Whereas the lunatics are like, I'm blowing everything up today! Woohoo! Why? I don't need a reason, I enjoy it! Boo! Chaos! Burn! Baby, burn! Oh, someone said, hi. I'm not gonna answer him. I'll just pretend I didn't say it. Yeah, I know, I'm an asshole. What do I mean? I'm not in the mood to talk with him. I'm in the mood to continue my commentary. I'm streaming here. I also have a mount to buy. Not mount, but mount training. Yeah, you get the idea. And I was in the right area to begin with, and I rode away. Typical. Need to learn how to rant and walk at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty much my stance on all of this. I've just had it up to here with this shit. Anything that will trigger these people to their breaking point, to the point someone can actually do something about them and basically give them the punishment they deserve, I'll take, even if it means putting an idiot in office. The only way to get these lunatics out of here is to basically trigger them to the point of complete madness, complete 100% or as close to as possible insanity, to the point they no longer have any reason whatsoever and they show their true colors. If that means putting an idiot in charge, fine. I'll put up with another 4 years of a fucking orange idiot. As long as these guys are gone.
What do you need?
As long as the exterminatus begins, I don't care.
Blades never dull.
I'm tired of the shit. Will I end up biting me in the ass just like it did with the people who felt similarly when they voted for Hitler? Because literally for 10 years straight, no one would do anything about the lunatics on the other side. Maybe. Maybe Mom's right about that. Maybe it will bite me in the ass. Who knows? I don't care. I've had it. My patience has worn thin. These people just want to destroy everything, and I'm tired of this shit. There comes a point where my principles matter more to me than, well, anything at this point. I'm not going to cower in fear. I'm not going to let these people run roughshod over the country for another 10, 20 years. Fuck that. I'm tired of these people. I thought I escaped these type of people back when, you know, I left special education and entered the real world where people actually supposedly had to succeed based on their own merit. And then I found out they infiltrated everywhere else too. But I'm tired of this shit. These idiots want to destroy everything. Then at the very least, they're going to have to go through me. I know, not much of a wall. I'll probably die in 5 seconds. But I'd rather not live in the world they try to create anyway. So go ahead, steamroll me. But I have a feeling most people don't want to live in the world these people want to create either. And it's going to be a lot more bodies to get through before they can even get close to me. Trust me, I don't think I'm alone on this one. I think there's going to be a lot of people, even for these idiots to get through, that will probably exterminate them in 5 seconds. Long before they get to me. So yeah. Do your worst, motherfuckers. You're still not getting what you want. Not if anything, I have anything to say about it. I'm not going to give up until literally the only option is let these people slowly nuke the planet or quickly nuke the planet. And at that point, we're dead anyway. But I don't want it to get to that point. I'm putting my foot down. You have gone this far, but you will go no farther. Tired of your shit. Get back in line, children, before the government gives you a spanking for your treasonous actions. Because trust me, you keep this shit up, especially if Trump wins in November, they will give you a spanking with lead. And I'll be laughing. Because you get what you fucking deserve, you fucking pieces of shit. You riot in the streets, you burn shit down, you basically infiltrate, like, academia, the media, all these other places, so that way and even social media, that way you can basically control the flow of information and supposedly bully everyone into wanting to vote for Biden, only to find out that most people, when they get pushed, they push back, and they push hard. That's what Trump was in 2016, and that's what he probably will be if he wins in 2020. The pushback, for good or for ill. There's consequences to that, trust me. But there's consequences to everything, and I'd rather not pay the consequences of the alternative. So I put my vote in. You guys can vote for whatever the fuck you want, I don't care. It's your choice. It should always be your choice. That's pretty much my whole issue with these people. They think it shouldn't be your choice. They think if you don't vote for their guy, you're evil and need to be exterminated. I'm tired of that. You aren't evil. You're just desperate. They're the evil ones. Remember that. Don't let yourself be bullied. Because inevitably, bullies get the shit kicked out of them. They pick the fight with the wrong person, and inevitably, the pushback happens. These people think they're these bullies think they're big dicks who can just bully everyone into submission. Yeah, well, everyone seemed to have voted for the bigger, oranger bully. And they hate him. Reminds me of a quote I saw on a legendary that I was farming in Legion for my fire mage. Of course you can fight fire with fire. You can fight everything with fire. So true. I mean, these guys want fear. Well, be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. And it might not be the people you want to be constantly afraid that are afraid. Funny how that works. It's almost like fear's a two-way street. And trust me, these people have way more to be afraid of at this point than I do. I might end up being temporarily canceled off of all social media only for Section 230 to cancel all of social media. In return, once it gets revised, trust me when I say this. One way or the other, everything's coming up me, and I have a feeling even if I get kicked off of the more mainstream social media platforms that got infiltrated, alt tech will rise, and especially with that antitrust lawsuit going out towards Google and YouTube. Worst case scenario for them, they get broken up, and BitChute rises to the top. Imagine a world where everyone's uploading their VODs to BitChute instead of YouTube. All I'm saying is, these people think they have power. They're delusional. Everyone has power. Not only them. And people like me will prove it to them. Sad, but true.
What business have you? Hold your head high.
Did not leave special education to just be constantly bullied and censored and made to fear, pretty much in this case, not just for my, classes, but for my actual life this time around, in the worst case scenario, just because a bunch of power-hungry lunatics can't handle not being in charge. Oh well, boo-hoo! I've never been in charge and I'm doing just fine! I'm a bit angry and salty at times, but hey, that comes with not being in charge. As long as I can speak my mind, I don't really care. I can speak my mind and earn some semblance of a living. I don't need absolute fucking power. The only reason I would want absolute power is just to get rid of all the other idiots who want absolute power. Which I know sounds like a paradox, but I mean, the only way to stop something from happening is to become it, and fuck it. And just become God and nuke all the unworthy. Fuck them. You reap what you sow. Don't. That's the thing, this is my world. When I say it's my world, I don't just mean my world, I mean the world of all the different my's, all the different I's. Everyone has a say on on whether or not the world should exist. As long as one person values life and wants the world to exist and not be burnt to the ground, that one person's say matters more than billions of people who voted, nah, blow everything up. That is my concrete belief. Life trumps death. Every single fucking time. And they're about to see that. And they're about to see what happens when they make deals with death. You get, well, death. I mean, you reap what you sow, as I said. They're sowing death, they're gonna get death. You sow life, you get life and prosperity. It's just how it works. You get more of what you advocate for, what you facilitate, what you grow. I mean, it's like growing peas and expecting lemon trees to grow. Now you're gonna get peas. But I will hope to like peas. I don't like peas. Ugh, nasty vegetables. I'd rather have the lemon trees. So I'm going to sow the metaphorical lemons. Life won't give me lemons. I'll grow them. Metaphorical lemons. I'll grow them myself. And anyone who gets in the way and wants to chop it down with an axe has to go through me. As I said, not necessarily an impenetrable defense or even a good one, but it's the best I've got. I'm gonna work with what I got. To the bitter end. And if I end up getting screwed no matter which way I play the hand, and it's an unwinnable game, at least I played the game rather than give up and whine when I'm in the gulag. At least I tried. And that matters more to me than, you know, just giving up. I'd rather not give up. Because giving up it's just, in my opinion, admitting that these people are superior. I don't see that. They are numerous, sure, but not superior. In my opinion, their way of life is inferior. They're going to destroy themselves, even if they succeed. Might as well speed up the process. And just get rid of the cancer before it kills everyone. And I'm just waiting for them to lose it. They're going to. It's going to get good in November. Trust me. I'm going to enjoy this. This is going to be a repeat of 2016. Why, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. I am going to manifest this shit. This will be a repeat of 2016. These people will get complacent. These people will think they got this in the bag. And then these people will be shocked and horrified when, spoiler alert, Biden isn't the president. And the reasons they will be shocked and horrified have nothing to do with Trump being pure fucking evil. And has everything to do with the fact that deep down, a lot of them are pure fucking evil. And spreading fear and terror amongst the people who hate Trump. Just preying upon that dislike, that hatred of the dude. Just spreading the fear and disinformation in order to get them the vote the way they want. In a last desperate attempt to gain control and destroy. Because that's the thing. These people do want to destroy everything. Not because it's some sort of New World Order global conspiracy, but because they honestly don't know any other way to live. Deep down, they realize they're just nothing more than a leech on the system. Which is why some of these people advocate for universal basic income. They know they contribute nothing. They know they're a destructive detriment. They even think so themselves, some of them, openly, which is why they advocate for wiping out humanity in order to fix the climate. They have no value. They believe, either subconsciously or, as I point out, some cases consciously, they have no value. The end game of that mindset is only destruction. And they're also jealous of the people who do see themselves as valuable. And they want to stick it to them. They see those people as monsters. How dare they see themselves as valuable when no one has any value? What value is there in that? And I'll tell you, there is no value in that, but they don't care because there's no value in anything. They've given up. And thankfully my mom hasn't given up, she's just afraid. Understandable, it's a terrifying time. The voting based on fear is just going to create more fear. You reap what you sow. If what you're voting for is based on fear, then all you'll get is more fear. I mean, it's your whole motivating factor. Why else could you? I mean, what else could you possibly get from fear other than more fear? I just want these fuckers to go away. And if that means reflecting their own shit back at them, their own fear back at them, then so be it. They want fear, we'll give it to them. But the rest of us just want to live, really. We don't want fear, we don't want to be destroyed, we just want to live. Most people just want to live. The whole reason why their fear tactics work. Most people just want to fucking live.
I need to target something first.
Oh, man, sorry. It's been over an hour. Wow. That was a really long discussion. Really long rant/lecture on what I think about shit. Without constantly being interrupted 24/7. Trust me, being interrupted 24/7 is not the best way to, you know, convey information. And that's why that's probably the real reason I get pissed off. Because what I'm trying to talk about is so damn complex and nuanced that no one ever gives me any time to fucking speak. And they just boil it down to narcissism, like, he just likes the sound of his own voice. Yeah, true, I'll admit that. But I'm trying to finish a point here. And they're like, get to the point! Simplify it! Yeah, well... sorry. Can't exactly simplify the complex nature of my thoughts.
I do not have a target.
Unfortunately, what I'm thinking about is a lot more complex, nuanced, and abstract than just Zug Zug, this guy bad, pummel, me rage! Because there's so many different sides to it that I'm trying to cover. So many different, you know, points of view. Trying to coalesce together. Because at the end of the day, I'm talking about not just me, but countless other individuals and what they have said and what they want. And what other individuals probably want but won't say out of fear. It's not as simple as, this one group believes this one group believes that. People are individuals. As I said. And to be honest, Grandma probably tuned out all of that and probably didn't even hear anything I said. I still felt the need to say it because, wanted to get that off my chest. Was getting annoyed. Well, time to go turn in Y'all Ned's eyes and then call it a stream. Oh, did they say something other than hi? Oh, can you sign my guild? Well, too late. I'm gone. Whoopsie, maybe I could have made some gold. Ah, well. Business before profit, I guess. Otherwise, I'm too busy trying to stream to really care about a small amount of gold. I mean, let's be real, they wouldn't pay me anything substantial anyway. Unless that market has gone up. I don't know, what's the going rate for a guild signature? In retail? Gotta right out here to this human dude who was brainwashed by a demon to like salty eyes from spiders. Yeah, that's creepy. I'm not going to stay around and watch him eat them. That's just gross. Blech. Come on.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
See you around.
I'll just head in here. And, well, that's all for my weekly whatever stream of World of Warcraft. If you like what you've seen, please give me a follow if you haven't already. Or subscribe to me on YouTube if you're watching me there. And, well, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for more of my Final Fantasy XII LP. It's time to hopefully finish off the Pharos. In any case, this has been Captain Alexander. See you later. Bye-bye. Before you go, it's time for me to find a raid target on Twitch. So I'm gonna go do that. Wouldn't it be my luck that the annuity on the Xenogears ending didn't get me canceled off of Twitch, but my political opinions do. Just goes to show why Section 230 needs to be revised, in my opinion. All I did was just talk. When words threaten you, you're probably the bigger threat. Come on, pause that. And I'll just raid Proton John. No, actually, I'll raid McConnell Rhett. Why not? I'll raid McConnell Rhett. Starting raid. Raiding now.